everyone, and welcome back to Travel Tip Tuesday. As always, I am joined by my trusty podcast partner, Jen. How's your day going so far?
Hey, it's good. Travel Tip Tuesday is my favorite Tuesday.
I know. That's because we're sharing the wealth. All right. So let's actually dive in and also look a little bit to the future. Ooh. So I'm sure we have said a few times in several different ways on this podcast before. And if you go back all the way to episode 2, you can actually hear an entire episode with lots of tips on how to save for travel and traveling on a budget, which is kind of what I'd like to talk about today.
Mhm.
So I do realize it's only mid 2023 at this point. Some people are really just starting to enjoy their summer plans, potentially thinking about fall plans as well. But for me, I am a bit of a planner, as we know, as are you, Jen. I'm already thinking about 2024, and in order to travel, one needs money. Who knew?
Rude.
It's a it's a harsh reality, but here we are. So Peter and I have some big plans for 2024, including potentially, although not written in stone, a trip south in January, and then 2+ weeks either in Iceland or in Europe in June. And none of that sounds cheap because it isn't,
No.
you know? Saving money, though, and being prepared to travel financially without stress in regards to funds is the number one goal we have. And for us, we have automatic weekly savings deposits with here and there calculations to ensure that by the time these events come, that we're actually going to have the money we need. So we're making sure that we're on track.
Mhm.
And if we need to adjust, we do. So I do realize everyone saves in different ways. So whether it's, awaiting a bonus maybe year end and then deciding tax refunds, weekly savings, or really just squirreling away money when you can. But my biggest recommendation definitely for saving and thinking about upcoming travel is to start now and set up automatic deposits. Let it happen for you instead of you having to make that choice when you get paid, because you're always going to find something else to spend it on if you aren't having it taken out automatically. Pay yourself first.
Yeah.
This literally is your sign. If you want to go on a trip in 2024, now is the time to implement a plan. So, like, put it into action so the year doesn't fly by. You get to November or December and you want to book, but you have anxiety and stress because you aren't, putting that money toward it today. Instead, you're putting it on credit or you're choosing not to go. And those are not the things that we want to happen for you, you
Yeah.
know?
Well,
So Jen, for you, like, what is your and Ryan's method of saving for future travel? And like, what are you saving for in 2024?
it's so funny that you did this because literally last night we were planning our late 2023/2024 travels. So we are looking at Florida. Surprise to nobody. We're hoping to be back in Florida in either late 2023 or early 2024. I think we're going to go to Europe like
Woo!
summer, early fall 2024. Undecided as to where yet. And perhaps a US city or two. I would really like to make it to Chicago, which should have been my 30th birthday trip in 2020. And now we are 3 years later. And
But it's time to make up for that.
yeah, so I haven't actually turned 30 because I haven't had my 30th birthday trip.
Right.
That's
I'll
how it
go with
works,
that.
right?
That's definitely how it works.
So, yes, automatic deposits and into a separate bank account
Yes. Oh,
is
that's a good point. A separate
huge.
account.
Yes. And if you can make an account that you can't get to with your debit card, so when you're out shopping, it's not like a tempting amount of money. It's just an account where you can transfer in and out. That's what we do. It's a savings account, so it gives you a little bit of kickback interest-wise, and then I pay for the trip with my credit card and transfer it from that account right onto the credit card. So it never hits my sort of like main bank account. I do my deposits bi-weekly to line up with the day that I pay myself because I'm self-employed. I transfer money from my business bank account to a personal bank account. But like if you are in a job where you get paid bi-weekly, it's great to line it up with your payday. It goes on the same day as your payday, and then you don't even really think about it. You don't have a chance to spend it on something.
Right. On something frivolous is what I would do.
Yes, I mean, for sure. And I think that, Megan and I can acknowledge our privilege in the fact that we have extra money to
Sure.
put towards travel. And I think that we both make choices in our everyday life that means that we can put more money towards travel versus other things. But it doesn't have to be a huge amount of money either. You know, if you can afford, $25 a paycheck, you can afford $25 a paycheck, and it does add up. It might take you a while to save up for the trip that you want to take, but every little bit does count.
And I think that that's a really good point too. And I know as well, having said this, although if you're listening to a travel podcast, travel is likely something you enjoy.
Yeah.
So welcome.
Yeah.
But I do realize it's not everyone's first priority. So obviously taking care of the most important things first is what you should do. Travel is a luxury. Travel is something that does not have to occur. But yes, you're exactly right. Even a small amount matters and it adds up. For us, we just add every Monday. It's just, I don't know, something that we do. But again, if it's once a month for you, then it is what it is, and you'll get there. So I think it's just important that if you're not saving towards something or you're not planning towards something, you won't have the money when the time comes if you don't start thinking about it early enough.
Absolutely, for sure.
Cool. So that is it for this week's Travel Tip Tuesday. Again, with so much going on in life, use this as a sign to start thinking about plans. You got to have something to look forward to. That's what I live for. That's
Yeah.
just maybe that's just me, but I need something to live for. And that includes saving today for that tomorrow. And you can thank us later. We'll take your thanks. We really, really will. As always, you can find us on socials at Travel Mug Podcast, including YouTube, where you can see our lovely faces. Do come by and subscribe. You won't regret it. You can also check up with us on our website, travelmugpodcast.com. And we would love it if when you are done listening to this, like right now, if you took a minute now and left us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It really does help the show and we'd love to see it. Thanks so much. And we'll talk to you again soon. Bye.